Cheers, everybody. This is Eric. I'm back. Doing a brew day today, and had a little peculiar situation with the temperature probe on my electric system that popped up. It was showing 15 degrees difference. And it was pretty simple, and I'm going to go over it in just a minute. But that was really odd, and if I didn't check it, notice it, and I noticed it from my manual temp gauge on my kettle, and I double checked it across my little digital probe, and sure enough it was 15 degrees off. So, and I was setting up for strike water, so I had to just cool the water down just a little bit just to get it there. But anyway, I'm gonna talk about that in just a minute. And also I wanted to go over the recirculating part of the RIMS tube and how this system works. I've had a few questions on it. I want to talk about that a little bit, and but that's coming up next. And here we go. I'm recirculating at the moment, and try to get in here. You can see that's about the flow rate that I got. That is the flow rate that I have. So I'm coming out with my mash tun to my brew pump, and I use this guy. The reason why I have this is while I'm whirlpooling, I actually hook a hose to this little T here, and that's how I rack to my fermenter. One other thing I use this port for is when I'm ready to mash out and run off my wort and rinse my grains and sparge, I hook this hose up to this barb, and I run it up into my kettle and just pump it to my kettle, and I put a little hop sock on the end of it. Just if there's any stray grains that get out towards the end, they'll be in this bag. So likewise, when I'm finish my boil and I'm whirlpooling and I'm going into my whirlpool port, my pump's down here, and when I'm ready, I just isolate my recirculating valve, the discharge from it, and then hook my hose up to my barb and run it right off into my fermenter, full blast, and it helps aerate it too. So kind of a little handy, little T there. So that's kind of how I do it. Some people unplug and all that. This keeps the mess down. So right now I'm going through my pump. I've got my ball valve throttled. I'm coming down, hitting my RIMS tube. Got a heating element in here, so it's going through there, and when it hits this probe, this temp probe right here, it's telling this control box, this is my set value at 152, and then this is what it's reading from that probe. So it's going to fire that element, and that's that light turning on. It's firing the element. And my power cable for my heating element. So anyway, that's what that does. So it's firing that element as it's coming through, it's coming out, and it's back in, it's recirculating, it's maintaining that mash temp of 152. And that's how that works. And I also like to have my little, I do this right here. And one of the things that I did notice today, I always double check my temperature. I have my gauge on my kettle. So when I was setting my strike water up, I noticed I was 10 degrees off. So I checked it with my digital, and I was 10 degrees off from my PID here. So what had happened was I had a bad connection, or a connection that was loose. So I guess there was some resistance, or I'm not exactly 100% sure how this works. But I unplugged it, looked at it, the contactors looked clean, and I wiggled it around, and boom, all of a sudden my temperature was reading correct. But if I would have trusted just my PID controller, I could have been 15 degrees off of my strike temperature, and that could have been really bad. So I would have found out when I dropped my little digital thermometer in there, this guy. But I looked here, noticed it, checked it across here. So I stopped. So Double, triple checking, and we'll make a really good brew day, a lovely brew day, and make you great beer. But just a couple of things that, I mean, that was today, and I said, God, I gotta film this and actually talk about the recirculating part, because I've had several questions on the rims tube and rim system. I do know some people that have Herms and they like them, they love them. I have rims. It's a little cheaper, less simplistic to run a rims. I've never scorched wort. Key to not scorching wort, making sure you have flow always. Very important. If you get a stuck sparge with a rims tube, you can scorch a wort, and you don't want that. That'll be a bad day. So, never had that problem because I stay on top of it, kind of being very picky and peculiar and particular about my brew day and all my temperatures, and so that's what I do. So that's a couple of things that I found, little idiosyncrasies of my system, and I'm sure everybody has them. It's just staying on top of it, staying on top of the what can go wrong, what could possibly go wrong, and temperature would be the major contributing factor to a bad batch, or that's one of them, aside from having infected beer. Don't forget to subscribe, please. And give me any comments down below, any questions you have. Happy to answer them, happy to help anyway. And if you have any suggestions for me, please suggest stuff. What do you think? What do you think I should do? Do you think it's working? Do you like it? Do you hate it? I just want to help people. That's the bottom line. Any issues I find, I want to pass it forward. So this is Eric. Thanks for watching, and cheers. On another note, I wanted to see what you thought of this name. My wife and I came up with this. We went ahead and had it trademarked, and we're thinking about opening up a brewery, and we're going to start small. What do you think? You like the name? Just a Tip Brewing, Mississippi. I kind of like it. Wanted to grab some attention with it, but bottom line is you got to make good beer, and I'm always practicing doing that. So, but what do you think? Let me know. Give me thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you like this shirt, please let me know. Or if you like this name, please let me know. I kind of dig it. I like it a lot.